Ratings is a show just for you. We talk film, TV, both old and new. We discover new things, our taste is broader. So here's the show's host in no particular order. He's a little rough, he's a little caustic. Everybody knows the most, the one and only toxic. From way up front, you'll find another the start. He forgot to press like when he used StreamYard. Stupenzolicious gonna get you on your sense of cool by asking you what's your favorite Mexican food. You should
Hello. It's the Nielsen Ratings. We may have played the wrong intro at the beginning there, so you got it twice. Never mind. The weekly review show, your favourite, should be your favourite. If it isn't, it will be. Reviewing all the new things that are dropping on the various channels. New shows, new documentaries, new feature films, as well as recommending some older stuff to you that you should be watching if you haven't seen it already. My regular co-host is in the house. The man who likes all things Mexican food, Stupenzolicious, is here. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Great weekend. Guess what I was doing this weekend?
Raving.
Yes.
Okay.
You win a cookie.
Starting to notice a pattern with your extracurricular activities.
I was raving, and got to take my good friend Connie to her first ever rave. Which was absolutely fantastic. It was frantic at Coco. There we are, having a good time down the front at Coco. So, AKA the Camden Palace for those people in the know. She had a wicked time. So it was good. It was good. What did you do this weekend?
What did I do? I've been watching some dogs. I saw some movies and
Excellent.
Did some streaming and something else. Oh yeah, I had sex with a woman. It was cool.
Okay.
What else?
All right. Whoa, that's a lot of information.
I want to go swimming. I haven't gone swimming yet. I need to go swimming. There's like some pool nearby that I keep wanting to check out, but I'm too lazy.
Is that a pool that's frequently populated by superhero ladies wearing spandex by any chance?
I wish. Everyone likes to swim out in the natural water out here, out in the rivers and the creeks and the lakes. And I'm like, I want to go to a chlorinated pool.
Okay.
Cement pond, as they call it.
Well, we'll see what chlorinated pools are available in your area. But before we get there, the Kingdom of the Spiders is here. Critic Owl's in the house.
Hello, how you doing? You right?
Good. Have you recovered from watching The Iced Road Vengeance?
My wife now wants to divorce me, and I can't blame her because I want to divorce me as well.
Can't wait to talk about it. Good news. This just in from Trump Daddy. Will be giving the Outcast Creative an exception to the tariff. Like it. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We appreciate you. So of course may discuss South Park as well, which we did talk about on the Late Night with Lancey show. We also have straight from his latest tour of his basement, Toxics in the house.
Basement? What? I don't have a basement.
To retrieve those missing underpants. How you doing?
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Hey, how are you guys? How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad.
Good.
How are you? It's your turn. It's your turn to tell us.
It's pretty gross out here, man. I mean, I'm from Florida, so it's not like I'm not familiar with the wet, humid heat, but man, it's bad out here in Kansas right now. It's like 90% humidity. It's just gross. So I too would like to find a pool to jump into, but we have a thing in the public pool here. Somebody keeps pooping in it, like every other day. Like someone poops in the pool.
You got a pool pooper?
That's
That's a
grim.
thing.
Yeah,
Reenacting that
cereal.
scene from Caddyshack with the
right.
tossing of the
Right,
of
but
the,
no, but it's
floater.
actual. No, but yeah, I wish, and we get a lot of comments on the
The
public
brown
Facebook page.
bomber, they call
Yeah,
it.
so maybe related, maybe not. Is they started giving the first pool group because they let people in groups, right? So they started giving since May or June. They started giving the mentally handicapped and special needs people exceptions to use the pool during that time, and right around that time we started having fecal problems in the pool.
Oop.
Those two things may be related, they may not. I'm not a detective. Oh wait, I am. But yeah, so anyways,
Well, Aaron Charman says when you gotta go, you gotta go.
yeah, I hear you.
Are you sure they're not delicious baby Ruths that people are dropping on the bottom?
I mean,
of the pool?
if you want, listen, we're not that far away, buddy. If you want to come out and test it, I can bring in my special.
It's like the best part of Caddyshack when John Belushi takes a big bite out of that turd.
No, it's not John Belushi. It's what's his
James
name?
Belushi.
No, it's
From Bill Murray. Bill Murray from
Murray.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, it's Bill
Hey,
Murray.
there's no problem. There's no problem.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember. that.
even
Did I
if that real,
Did
even
I
if it
just
really was
discover
a candy bar.
another? Yeah, was that a Mandela effect I just discovered, or does everyone remember it being
No, it's Bill
the
Murray. buddy.
Belushi?
No,
It's Bill Murray.
it's Bill Murray. Okay, next, but by no means least, infamous Western genre novelist Leroy Peters is back on the Outcast Creative. How are you, sir?
Feels great to be back. How you guys doing?
Yeah,
We are good. Welcome back.
And Lance, I want you to know I did see Untamed last night. I watched 3 episodes last night. To the final 3 today.
We're going to get into it. Toxic only got halfway through and then he got penalized by his wife or some pegged. I'm not sure which. And last but by no means least, Rachel Percy Art is in the house. How you doing, Rachel?
I'm doing good. I
How you doing, Miss
survived
Rachel?
everything that you wanted us to watch. Hey, Leroy,
Fantastic.
how you doing?
I'm
Well,
good.
We're
My new book is
we're
out. Hope
we're
you
gonna
get
Leroy, you get time to plug your new book at the end. Okay.
Okay.
It's a bit early for that. We've only been on 30 seconds. Right, okay. So we are gonna talk about some of the things. Well, we're gonna talk about all of the things that I mentioned last week, but it's something that I didn't put on the agenda, but I have just seen, and I do want to talk about it because it's about a subject that's quite close to my heart, which is the subject of UFOs, alien intelligence. Of course, this has all been in the news a lot recently. Apparently, there's an alien object that looks like a huge doo-doo approaching Earth. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's started off being reported by the kind of like the jokey channels, but now actually the reputable news guys are sort of, because the astronomers have turned around to them and said, well, actually, yeah, it is there. We're not quite sure what it is. And it's, these are the dimensions of it. It is approaching. Has anyone heard about this?
totally.
Yeah. So
Is it the mothership for what's been ending up in Toxic's pool?
I don't pay attention to all that UFO nonsense.
Well, listen, we're going to talk about it, so you're going to have to pay attention to it for a little bit. Anyway, there's various visual interpretations of it. This one is pretty close to the offending article from Toxic's swimming pool. Yeah, here it is. Is the Earth in danger? Mystery object may be hostile. Alien
It's the
spacecraft
size of
approaching
Manhattan. The object.
Yeah, it is the size of Manhattan, so it's pretty big. And the object is officially named 31 Atlas, earlier known as All PL3Z, which maybe doesn't have quite the same ring to it. Was first spotted on July 1st by a telescope in Chile. I can picture this in a movie, like 5 years from now. Some little boy in a BMX bike in Tilly goes and runs in and talks to his granddad, who's manning a telescope. It's a bit like that movie about the meteor coming towards Earth, and he spots the alien ship, but people don't take it seriously, and the next thing you know, it's here. Do we know when this is due to arrive? At the current speed and trajectory, has that been established? Because I couldn't find out that information.
Let's see here. I don't know. They don't know if it's coming our way.
I mean, the solar system is a big place. Is it actually heading for us?
Apparently so. Well, while you're digging into the minutiae detail of that, I wanted to talk about Trainwreck, Storm Area 51. So this is Trainwreck's a series.
That's brand new. That just came out today, right?
Yeah, and I've got about 20 minutes left.
I watched a bunch of the other ones last night. That's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, Trainwreck is a series of short documentaries on Netflix about kind of shit that goes out of control in the media pretty quickly.
Yeah. I watched the Poop Cruise. I watched the Project X one.
Poop Cruise.
Watched
Balloon Boy. Did you see the Balloon Boy?
I did not watch Balloon Boy. I watched the mayor
you guys watch some weird
of
stuff.
Toronto, who was a crack smoker. That was fun. Yeah. There's a few others I should watch. Also, the Woodstock one from a couple of years ago is the big one. Woodstock 99.
Yeah, I mean, the Woodstock one was good. It's a bit similar to Firefest.
So how was the Storm Area 51 episode?
Pretty good. It's 2 episodes actually, which is rare. Both of them are about half an hour each. I do remember this story when it happened. And it was pretty interesting. That this kind of nerd guy who's got a bit of a similar look to Enzo, funnily enough.
Handsome,
handsome,
ethnic, vaguely ethnic, dark, tall,
dark sort of Mexican features,
corpulent,
very well hung, corpulent, long moustache.
Corpulent means fat.
No, I don't know about that. I couldn't really tell if he was fat or not. But I mean, it's got a vague similar resemblance to you. But he kind of as a joke said, "Hey, we should all storm Area 51." Even I heard about this when it was on the trial.
Yeah, this was a big thing.
Yeah,
It was a huge thing, and
it was everywhere.
Yeah, and so they've done this documentary about it, and it really did get out of hand. And
let us know what's in there.
And they were literally ready to furnish weapons. And if people had stormed it en masse, I think you would have seen the biggest number of mass casualty shooting event in American history. Now, here's a funny thing. So this happened, I think it was just before the pandemic. This took place.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was right before the pandemic.
Right. I wrote my science fiction book, Diamonds in the Sky, in 2017. And in that story, a number of alien ships arrive on the Earth. And one of them lands in the Nevada desert, not far from the equivalent of Miramar today, which is the Top Gun pilot school. And Americans en masse arrive at this place because they want to see what's going on. And of course, the US military have erected this perimeter. They've got all these gun towers and stuff like that. And I think it's about 2 weeks into the alien arrival when, of course, no information is forthcoming. There's a coordinated attempt to storm this place. And these guys they bring up a couple of rubbish carts, rubbish refuse carts, and bulldozers, and they storm one part of the perimeter, and that's actually a ruse. So of course all the military surge towards that side, and then this huge gang of bikers storm this other part, and eventually what happens, and the National Guard are the guys that have been called in to defend this place because it's one of like 7 sites in the UK. And what happens is one of the guys panics, he opens fires, just as some people are trying to come out the gates as well, in these school buses. Fucking all hell breaks loose. You've got all these kind of militant guys that have turned up. So there's a huge gunfight. Loads of civilians are killed, like over 200 civilians are killed. And I thought if an event like this took place, that is exactly what would happen, which is why I wrote it in my book. It's quite interesting that 2 years later, this almost did happen. This Storm Area 51, the guy then tried to turn into an alien rave, so he didn't get arrested. Pretty crazy shit. Enzo, As the crow flies, you're the closest. What did you hear about all this?
You know, it was just going to be a clusterfuck of a situation. I was definitely hearing about it. And, you know, the idea of driving out there wouldn't have been that far-fetched. But I was like, man, those people are stupid. That's what I remember thinking. Like, they might get killed. And I guess it luckily just turned into a big joke. But, yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where it was like one of those memes. It was just like, we were watching the Project X one for Trainwreck. And it's like some girl in fucking Sweden or somewhere, Finland, is having a party for her 16th birthday. And it's a public Facebook event. And then it just starts getting spread around like as a joke where like 30,000 people are going. And it's just kind of the same thing where it's like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we went to Storm Area 51? So like, you know, obviously it's stupid, but obviously I clicked like going to the event just so I can get updates on the Facebook page or whatever, you know. I'm like, absolutely, I'm going to go check this out, or at least, you know, get live updates from the internet. It's a pretty wild time.
You didn't go ultimately?
No, I would have. I don't think you could have paid me to go, honestly. I would have been like, fuck that. Now, if like me and 3 random people, like, you know, if me and, you know, a handful of people decided to go storm Area 51, like, you could probably pay me to do that, you know.
Mm-mm.
I don't think we'd be executed by
life.
machine guns if it was just like 2 people running around Area 51. They'd probably be like, yo, freeze. And you'd freeze. If it's like 150 people breaking in, they're going to break out the 50 cal and just start mowing down people until you turn around.
Critical, what is the thoughts of the Kingdom of the Spiders on this topic?
I'd go out there because the Nevada desert's probably full of Phonopelma tarantulas, but
snakes.
It was mad, wasn't it? Because literally millions of people joined this group, and I was like, if you could get millions of people to actually do something through the power of social media, that'd be great. But I think in the end, like a few hundred turned up. It was kind of pathetic.
Yeah, hell no. Yeah, first of all, like you know, going out to the desert. You can't just like, that's how a lot of foreigners, Europeans will die driving around Death Valley because they don't bring enough gas. They don't bring water. They don't bring sunblock. Like you have to have that stuff out there, living out there or visiting out there, going out to White Sands, getting lost. You know, you'll die of sun exposure real quick. You know, because they say, oh, you'll live 3 days without water. You'll live maybe a few hours without shade if it's hot. So,
I mean, if you do live 3 days, it's going to be a miserable 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be a good time.
You're going to wish that you didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Your kidneys shut down. You start pissing blood. It's not cool.
Yeah, I mean,
it was mad. I remember seeing the Facebook group, and I set up a little group called Tidy the Planet, which was basically everybody on that day that this was meant to be going on would just go and pick up one piece of trash and put it in the bin. That was it. Because my idea was like, if you can get a million people to do this, obviously they never did it, then, you know, that would be the power of social media. And in the end, I only had a couple of thousand because I've got no reach on social media. But I was just like, look, I mean, this kind of thing could make a difference. But it didn't matter because nobody turned up.
Oh, it's interesting what Enzo said about the deadly power of that part of the planet, because it is deadly. And British actor Dave Logano, who some people might recall was in the Harry Potter series, he'd done a whole load of other things as well. He went out into Death Valley for a kind of, I don't know whether it was an exercise thing or what he did, but he died out there. And that in 2014, and that was a real shame. He was
Isn't it meant to be like one of the driest places on the planet or something?
Yeah, and he died on for exactly that, the reasons that Enzo stated.
I believe it has also like one of the lowest like altitudes. You know, it is.
Yeah. So,
it's not a place to play around.
People
Rachel, have you seen
for nothing?
Rachel, have you seen Trainwreck Storm Area 51?
I have not yet, but you know me, I love this kind of stuff, so I will watch it. But I remember when this was happening, and I had friends that were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go. I'm like, really? No, you're not. You're not gonna leave your living room, and you know it. Like, you're even gonna bother with this."
See, I know a bunch of people who go to Burning Man every year. So they go party in the desert for like 10 days in RVs. So like I knew people with the means to do this and the experience to do it. And I'm glad they did it.
It's very easy to say you're going to do something, but to actually do it, it's like if you put on a gig or something, and if you get 1,000 people say they're going to turn up, maybe you'll get 100 kind of thing, So.
That's
it's
exactly
commitment,
right.
isn't it?
Like 10%
for a place where there's nothing.
Somewhere we'll go.
For a place where there's allegedly nothing to worry about for anybody, just as one person, if you cross that boundary, they are on you. Like, so what did they really think was going to happen? You're either going to get shot or arrested. Not fun times.
Like,
I wouldn't.
What if like your car just breaks down on the way to or back? That's a whole nother headache. Like you're in the middle of the desert, and it's all just so you could have done some prank.
Well, that happened in the last Venom movie, didn't it? So
you know what this reminds me of. You know what this reminds me of? When a lot of people be going swimming during Shark Week on Discovery Channel, when people be going swimming in the ocean, they know full well and be swimming without cages with great white sharks and all that. That's what this kind of reminds me of, because one of you guys just asked, what do these people think was going to happen? Same thing when you go swimming in the ocean with sharks. You don't expect to get bit, but you will. I mean, it's like Ron White said, you can't fix stupid.
Yeah, it's framed as this great big sort of anti-establishment thing, wasn't it? Like, oh, we're going to stick it to the man. We're going to storm Area 51. It's like, yeah, of course you are. Whatever.
Well, let's say it had been like the Capitol, where they literally get let inside and they get to go look around. You're probably still not going to find anything. What do you think you're going to see?
Stupenzo, that was an insurrection. They were not let inside. They stormed the Capitol.
No politics on the channel, please. Thank you. We're going to button that topic. Well, I was just saying. Yeah, but he's saying in the context of what are they going to see?
Let's say they were just let in Area 51. Like, what are you going to find exactly? Do you think they're just going to have like a fucking alien sitting in a chair? Like, there's going to be an alien in a break room, just drinking coffee? Like, oh, hello. Like,
yeah, it's going to be like the roaches from Men in Black. They're just going to be sitting in the
worm guys,
in the break room drinking coffee. The worm, yeah.
They're
going to be sitting there drinking coffee.
Just get close enough to look through the windows.
So, Leroy, have you seen this documentary?
Nope, never even heard of it till now. And I'm going to be honest, even if I did, I wouldn't watch it. Alien stuff is really not part of my ballywick.
Not part of your what? Your what?
Ballywick. That's an old Western term.
Okay,
I like it.
All right, I'm not
like
familiar.
You need to bring that one back.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it back.
We're gonna bring that back tonight. We're gonna use that as much as possible.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so not being part of your ballywick, what is your view on the various whistleblowers and people coming forward? The stuff that's gradually coming out, it's a bit of a trickle.
Well,
hopefully leads to a landslide. You think it's all bullshit, or you think there's any truth in any of that?
I think there's some truth in it. Like, as far as UFO, I don't think there are aliens from outer space or something like that. But the government, and I'm a veteran, so the government, I think, is up to something. They know something, and
totally
they don't want to. They don't want to tell people. And and these whistleblowers. My opinion is it can't be that big of a big deal, because with these whistleblowers, if it was that big of a deal to the government, these whistleblowers wouldn't be alive.
Well, I mean,
the reason I say that because the government has the power to make people disappear.
Well, they do.
You've got plausible deniability, haven't you? Like that people.
Yeah, I mean,
it's almost better to have people saying it at some point, because otherwise it's suspicious if no one's saying it. But if you've got plausible deniability and you can just call them a crazy, then it almost helps your cause.
Dude.
As long as they've got any
the more people that come out, more people that come out and get told that their stories are bullcrap, the less chance anybody's going to believe them. So,
all right. Well, we're gonna
imagine if they do get let in. Imagine if they do get into Area 51. In worst case scenario, they accidentally what's this? And they open it up and release like an intergalactic plague from like the X-Files movie or something. That's like what?
That'd be bad.
Let out the alien
there's-
from Independence Day.
There's a fucking reason why that thing was in a
Ladies and
tube.
gentlemen,
The thing is, like, you know that would happen as well, wouldn't you? Like,
You awaken
if
the
they found
blob.
aliens there in seconds, there'd be like a liberate the alien type fucking movie.
Here's what does concern me a little bit about this whole UFO thing. I remember when I was watching the scene from Man of Steel when Lawrence Fishburne asked Rachel Adams or Rachel McAdams, whatever her name is, can you imagine how people on this planet will react if they knew that someone like this was out there?
Mhm, yeah.
Even if there are so-called quote unquote aliens from outer space, which I don't believe, but let's just say for the sake of argument there are.
Lizard
Can you
people.
imagine how people on this planet would react?
I think one of the best ways they put it was in Men in Black, where Will Smith goes, "People are smart," and then Julie Jones said, "No, a person is smart. People are stupid." You know, I mean, that kind of knowledge getting out is one of the things that really pissed me off with the Fantastic Four, the film, is there was no sense of the world falling apart when somebody literally turns up and says, "Yeah, Galactus is coming to
Getting
destroy
ahead
your
of
planet,"
yourself.
and nothing happens.
Yeah,
you know?
we're gonna come on to that. We're gonna come on to that topic in a bit. So hold your thoughts on Fantastic Four. Fair few things to get through tonight. Some of them are on the scrolling text. Okay, well, Trainwreck Storm Area 51 is out now on Netflix. I do recommend it. It's a good, interesting insight into how the whole thing started, how it panned out, how it went down the pan. I give it as a documentary. It's pretty standard. It's got those usual kind of inserted comical graphics for scenes that they can't actually depict. But it was very entertaining, very engrossing. 7 out of 10 from me. I think I'm the only person on the panel who has seen it. I literally watched it in a couple of hours before we went on the air. Okay, moving on.
Oh, you didn't want my opinion on it? Okay, cool.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was the only person who'd seen it. Jump
okay.
in, Tox. Sorry, I thought I was. No. I literally thought I was the only one. Please do.
No, you are.
No,
you are the only one. Nah, yeah, I haven't watched it. I'm gonna now though. Actually, but I.
Are you serious? Have you not seen it? Well, have you seen it?
but I do have a little inside dope if you'd like, and I want to watch it and see if this gets said. Lay down. Sorry, my dog.
I thought that was the inside joke. Sorry, continue.
Yeah.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, stop. Yeah. You hear
Lance,
gunfire.
you were wrong, man. You were wrong.
All of a sudden, you hear some gunfire. Toxic, you're still with us? Are you still? Oh, he's gone. But no. So my former partner from Iraq that I teamed up with, he continued his military service. He's a Air Force SP, which is the military police for the Air Force. And he was actually liaisoned out there during that time. And I remember messaging him and saying, "What is going on? Do you really have a bunch of nerds heading towards Area 51 to do stuff?" And he's like, "Hey, call me on the other line." Because we always keep like burner phones and stuff. So I was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna tell me something bad." And he called me on his burner and he was like, "Look, man, I hate to say this, but I think we're gonna have to kill a bunch of people." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding? Isn't it just a joke?" He goes, "No, man, if they cross," he goes, "same thing as Iraq. If they cross the no man's land barrier." Hang on one second.
They're gonna get a bunch of like verbal warnings, like "Do not attempt to cross that perimeter." Yeah,
you get a verbal. It's the same thing as any military base. Leroy backed me up on this. Same thing as any military base in America. You can't just rush the gate. You're gonna get lit. Like those guys stay waiting, hoping. I did gate guard duty after 9/11, and they stay hoping, please God, let somebody rush the gate so that we can open up on them. And so they were they were sitting there just chomping at the bit. No tear gas, no less than lethal rubber rounds, and I actually want to watch this now to see if maybe they talked to somebody who
I'm sure
was part of the contingent and was
the commander of security base operations has actually gone on camera on the documentary, and that really gives it some legitimacy. At least I think that was his role, but he's certainly somebody high up, and and then also the local sheriff. He talks about the meeting they had with all the different agencies, and it was like that was where the penny dropped. He was like, "Okay, shit, this is getting pretty
Yeah.
serious, man. I might have
Well,
a
they
whole
did.
load of
They
dead
did at
bodies.
first take it as a joke, according to Kenny, my former partner. He took it as a joke. They were kind of like, it's a bunch of dorks are doing a Facebook or TikTok challenge and blah 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 or something like that, and they kind of just joshed it around. But then when the people were actually like organized and like heading towards there, they're like, oh man, this is about be about a bunch of people getting killed. We had when I did gate security, we had a tweaker that was running from a robbery because he had stole from Little Caesars, and he just ran. He didn't even mean to because it was at night. He ran towards the fence line of the gate at Fort Leavenworth, and we went out there with rifles ready to just open him up. Luckily, he got caught up in the concertina wire, and he couldn't get through. But yeah, had he breached it, like it's as soon as you breach a base, you're dead. That's your life.
Yeah,
there
you can
was
say there's
a-
no warnings or anything, can you? You know, I mean,
No.
he does say keep out.
There was an
warning-
episode
the
of
sign-
Cops.
The sign is the warning. The
Right.
warning is the sign that says
Yep.
past this point we're authorized to use deadly force.
Right. And then, but there was an episode of Cops in Las Vegas where like this drunk dude was wandering around the strip like wasted, and he just hopped a random like wall, and he just like broke. He's like in the police station like prison part, the jail. He's like sneaking into into like the police station. Doesn't even realize where he is. And they were just telling him like, if you hadn't got caught up in that fucking barbed wire and fell unconscious, like we would have probably killed you if you were like walking around here.
I mean, presumably you just disappear. They would just disappear you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
no,
there's
would
a
kill
bunch
you.
of desert out there. Yeah, that'd be just a bunch of holes to dig. They like listen.
Like Casino.
Yeah, exactly, like Casino.
Somewhere there's an
problems
old
are
guy like
buried
a
out.
shooter.
A lot of
I'm
problems are
taping that
buried out
movie
there.
tonight on my DVR.
Say that again.
Oh, man.
I'm taping. Casino's coming on tonight on my on my cable. I'm taping it.
Okay, you're taping it like with a
Yeah.
VCR machine.
No, it's on demand. I'm taping on
Oh.
I'm recording it on my DVR.
Well, it's just I don't know, when people say they're taping stuff. That's
I don't have a VCR no more.
No. I've still got one in the shed. I just don't have any tapes. I might have like 5
Yeah,
tapes.
somewhere I've got a load of VCR tapes, but I don't have anything to play them anymore.
I got a
Yeah.
huge wall. of
There you
VHS
go.
and a
Get
couple
together. Make it
VCRs.
work.
Okay, right. Well, we're going to move
Uh,
on. That's enough on Trainwreck Storm Area 51. I do recommend it. It's very entertaining. Do check it out. It is on Netflix now. We're going to talk about another show that's on Netflix, which also dropped about a week ago. And I didn't specifically tell my panelists to check this out, but some of us have. And it's called Untamed. So
You told me to check it out,
I did. Yeah. So starring
and I'm
Eric
glad I
Eric-
did.
Going-
That was a good show. That was good.
Okay,
that was
right.
good.
Oh, wait your turn. So you'll get a chance. So
All right.
this show, I think it's 6 parts. It's 45 minutes per episode. So it's not a huge commitment in terms of time. It does star Eric Banana or Eric Banner.
Eric
That's
Bana.
his correct name. I do like the Banana. I think he's a great actor. Sam Neill, another fantastic actor. It's got some absolutely amazing photography. And one of the things I want to say about this show is clearly somebody in a production meeting said, right, I'm getting fucked off with all these shows using CGI, using the rotunda, all of that special effects stuff. I want to do a show that's set out in the wilderness, set in one of the most beautiful areas in America. And we're going to shoot it for real. We're going to get back to original kind of, director of photography, vistas and this kind of thing. And that's what I want in this show. Now, I am 90% confident that most of the shots in this are, they have gone out. They have shot real locations. The cinematographers on the show are Michael McDonough, who is actually a Scottish cinematographer from the UK. He's done stuff like Winter's Bone, Startup, a whole load of other shows. 30 credits? 50 credits as a cinematographer. He's also done 6 episodes of The Mayor of Kingstown, which of course is a show that we've much discussed here.
That's a good show. My cousin loves that show.
Great show. 13 episodes of the Fear the Walking Dead. So very much a qualified DOP. Then you've got Brendan Ugama. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that surname correctly, but he's also a cinematographer on 2 episodes. He's got 53 credits He's worked on various other things, including Them, The Faceless Lady, Moonshot, Riverdale, which he did 27 episodes of, no less. The Child's Play reboot. He was the director of photography on that. And
That was a terrible movie.
He's done 25 episodes of Van Helsing, which means he would have worked with my friend Andrea Ware, who had a guest role on that, a speaking role, and she's been on this channel, so people might want to check that out. Definitely one of the things I want to say about Untamed is it is a hark back to let's shoot something in the old-fashioned way. This show looks absolutely incredible. You're going to see some really amazing scenery. You're going to want to know where this was filmed. You're going to want to go to these places. It's got a pretty good plot. It's a little bit slow to start. It's a little bit convoluted. I kind of saw the twist coming. We're not going to get into major spoilers. So those are my guests that have seen it. Please refrain from referring to those. What it's got going for it is a fantastic ensemble cast, first class acting all round. The leads are very good. The lesser well known actors are very good.
Oh, stop right there, Lance. Go back.
Yeah.
Do you know who her grandfather was?
Tell us.
Former heavyweight boxing champion James J. Braddock, which movie Cinderella Man was based off of. In fact, she played one of her grandfather's neighbors in that movie. Her name is Rose DeWitt. Her mother was Braddock's daughter.
That's a fantastic piece of information, Leroy. No wonder you're Leroy Peters. Okay, excellent.
What did you say? No wonder what?
I said no wonder you're Leroy Peters. So she's a fantastic actress. Big fan of hers. A big fan of Sam Neill. Generally, you do have a couple of new or sort of lesser well-known cast members on this show, but I have seen the whole thing now. I will confess, I did fall asleep when I was watching it the first time, so I had to go back and rewatch the last two episodes. But that was because I was watching them very late. And I was absolutely knackered. Purely from a visual point of view, I would give this 10 out of 10. As a show overall, I can't give it higher than an 8 because it does use some well-worn tropes. I did see the twist coming. Maybe that's just because I'm a writer. But, we'll see. Toxic, I know you watched it and didn't get as far with it. Tell us why.
Well, so I control the Plex Pass in the house, but my girlfriend controls the Netflix. So if this doesn't show up on
and that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah. So if this doesn't, now there's a lot of carryover. Like I have lots of the Plex has lots of Disney, has lots of Amazon, has lots of everything. Every now and then something from Netflix will slip through and not get on the Plex Pass unless I, cash out my friend that puts it on the Plex. Long story short, if you'd have told me a little sooner, I could have probably got it, but I turned it on and my girlfriend is like 4 episodes away from finishing Animal Kingdom. And I turned this on and I just gave the disclaimer. I said, homework from Lance. And she said, okay, that's fine. She usually gives you a wide berth. But we got 30 minutes into it and I'm nodding off a little bit. And she punched me and was like, hey, wake up. Are you going to watch your dumb show? I was like, it's kind of boring after the first act. Yeah, unfortunately. She goes, yeah, it's boring as shit. Can I watch my show now? I'm like, yes. So we turned back on Animal Kingdom. So all I have is the first 30 minutes that I could, maybe 40 minutes, 35, give or take, that I could speak on intelligently. So, and I'm sorry, but I'm not in charge here. She is. So.
No problem. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it has got a great opening. The scene with the body.
Incredible opening. Great opening.
Great opening. And then it doesn't capitalize on that opening as well as it could. But there's a lot of subplots and character introduction, and there's a clear kind of earmarking of this is a self-contained show, but it's also very much available for a second series. If we can have one, please commission us, can't it? But overall, though, I did like it. I thought it was definitely a notch above a lot of the other shit that's out there. Tox, if you can go back and try and watch the rest of it, I would say it's worth your time. It's not the best. It's not like The Shield where I'm going, mate, dude, you got to see this. But
yeah.
It does get extremely pretty.
And I felt like it was probably going to. but it is a slow burn. And if, you know, like you have to understand that, you know, we've been doing 3 solid weeks of Animal Kingdom where shit's happening like constantly, sex, drugs, and thievery and all that. You know, it's like Animal Kingdom is sort of like The Shield in that way, without as good quality writing. But so, you know, it's kind of hard to pivot from that. So when she's done with Animal Kingdom, which will probably be tomorrow, I'll give it another look because I am intrigued. I would like to know the mystery of what's been going on. I can give a brief overview if you'd like me to. It's up to you.
Of Animal Kingdom?
No, Untamed.
Oh, of Untamed. Well, no, let me Leroy's watched the whole thing, so let me hand over to Leroy. Give us your views, mate. What did you think of it?
Without spoilers.
Without any major spoilers.
You did tell me to watch it. I watched the first 3 episodes. I was just gonna watch half of it. I was gonna watch the first 3 episodes, then come on. But after watching the first 3 episodes, I was like, I gotta finish this before I go on the Nielsen ratings today. And all I can say is I really like this show because even though it's not a historical fiction or a Western, which my books are in, as someone who lived in Montana for 3.5 years after I got out of the military, and I worked at Yellowstone National Park, I mean, the story was perfect. I've never been to Yosemite, but Yellowstone National Park, which covers Montana, Utah, Wyoming, and Idaho, is very similar. And Lance, you were right. The cat, like I'm not a big fan of Eric Bana, but I do love his movies. I liked him in The Hulk. I loved him in Troy. I thought Troy was his best work. Sam Neill, can't forget my boy from Jurassic Park 1 and 3, and Event Horizon. I suggest you see that movie with Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne. But also there's I understand we're gonna be talking about Into the West later on, but there's a native actor on this show named Raul Trujillo. He plays Eric Bana's friend who works in the park. He's an American Indian, and I've seen him in a lot of shows and a lot of movies where he plays both the villain and the good guy, and he does both very well. If you saw the movie Apocalypto, he was in that. He was the main villain in that. Right. But the show, like I said, I don't want to give any spoilers. I will say this: I want to give you information about Yosemite National Park, which supposedly the stories take place. Yosemite, the first white men to visit Yosemite National Park were mountain men, trappers of Joseph Walker, Old Bill Williams, and Zenas Leonard. They not founded, but they arrived at Yosemite National Park in 1833, and that's where they saw a meteor shower that took place in 1833, and it was very interesting. And it's very interesting that they picked Yosemite National Park as a story for basically what this was, a murder mystery. And I'm not really into murder mysteries, but the fact that they picked this particular spot with all the wilderness and everything, I really liked it. And can I give it a rating?
I think you had to make tinkle.
No, Lance, can I give a rating?
Just go for it.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
I would have to give it 9.5 out of 10. Because not just from the acting, but from the story, the plot line, and also the scenery. And Lance, you nailed it on the head when you said very little AI or whatever they call it. I forgot what they call it.
There definitely wasn't a lot of post-production.
CGI.
Very much using the real locations, which I really, really liked. I mean,
that's why I guess that's what I loved about this show. Definitely 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, good. I mean, I gotta say, purely from the cinematography, I give it 10 out of 10. I think overall for me, the show's about an 8 out of 10. I think it had a bit of padding, had a bit of waffle, could have got a bit further, a bit faster. Once we got into the action stuff for the last 2 episodes, I literally was waiting for Toxic to burst through the door as part of the SWAT team with the whole drugs den thing. So
you said no spoilers, my man.
you're going to want to watch that bit now. Yeah,
It's more of a guideline.
it's a guideline. Keith E said earlier in regard to me meeting aliens, I have a better chance of interviewing an alien than Kevin Bacon, to which I responded, how do you know Bacon isn't an alien? To which Wormy Spoons responded, that'd be a 2-for-1, guaranteed all aliens are within 7 steps of the bacon.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's good to see intellectual chat is thriving in our group here. So
thank you for suggesting I see this movie, because
it's good. Good show.
Thank you.
Yeah, and do you know what? I watched the first episode. And I thought Leroy's going to love this. Adrian Sherlock, who is also a writer, they get in and release the Aliens from Aliens. Well, we are going to be reviewing Aliens Earth in a couple of weeks.
I can't wait to see that one.
Specialist panel for that, people. So Critical says all the crashed aliens are women wrapped in spider silk, probably. So Oliver Hollingdale, filmmaker, also is in the chat. Great to see you, mate. Thank you for popping in. Jamalama is in the chat. We've got Axel's Abodes as he's a regular attendee. Good to see you. If you're new to the channel, pop a comment in. I'll do my best to read it out as we go along. And also Proctophile, who's a regular on Late Night with Lance. He is also here as well. Thank you for joining me last Thursday. It is a recommendation from us on Untamed. It is a bit slow to start, but it does pay off. I think the last 2 episodes are worth it.
I don't think it was slow at all.
Well, mate, it depends on your attention span, doesn't it? And also how knackered you are after work. But yeah, I did enjoy it. We're gonna move on. There's lots to get through. Toxic, tell us about this.
Yeah, so this is some random thing that popped up. I'm always shocked. Back when me and Blue Collar used to do movie reviews together, half of the time that I would get a movie for us to watch would be through TikTok. It would just show random. It's really one of the best places for trailers. So this pops up. They show a clip from the movie of this special forces guy belting out an amazing rendition of California by Dr. Dre and Tupac. And he's like singing it like melodically as these aliens are about to like swarm him on this ship. And then he opens up on them with a saw, which is an automatic machine gun. And it's just, it's incredible. And then Max Martini from movies like, that Gypsy Danger movie with the robots that fight kaiju.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, Pacific Rim.
And the unit.
And the unit, oh man, your stock just went up so high that you knew the unit. Yeah, Max Martini, Linda Hamilton.
Bro.
I was just going to ask if that was Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton as a Russian operative, and then the guy that's in all of the Western. Well, he's in almost all of the Paramount Plus Taylor Sheridan productions. This big hulking black guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, but he was in like 1883 and the Special Forces show. He's in it. He always gives great performance and stuff. So it's basically it's kind of like Predators a little bit mixed in with behind enemy lines type situation where they have these spec ops guys that are on a ship full of hungry aliens that also have weapons. And it's totally like if you played Doom back in the day, kind of like that, but way better. And just
where can you see this?
This is currently playing on Amazon Prime or Plex, if you have the Plex Pass.
Right. Okay. Amazon Prime. And give us the title again, please.
Osiris.
Cyrus. Is that spelt with an S or a C?
That is an S, sir. Like the ancient Egyptian Osiris. Osiris. Osiris.
Osiris.
Yes, Osiris.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Linda Hamilton. Yeah. Cool.
Not doing a bad. Linda, not a little stilted with her performance. She just can't pull off the T2 stuff like she did 35 years ago or whatever, but not bad. And definitely she gets some of the best lines in it, and the Russian accent's a little cheesy, but I mean, it's very entertaining. This is not, listen, this is not Shakespeare, but it's definitely something that you might really, really enjoy. Like I said, that one set piece where they're surrounded and the guy is trying to intimidate the aliens by singing a melodic Dr. Dre thing, and they're like going toe to toe with it. It's really good. I won't spoil it for you, but they do have a bit of a stinger of an ending. It's kind of harken back to that low budget alien type stuff you'd see on either Sci-Fi Channel or USA Network or something like that, but with really good actors and great performances. I like everybody in there is somebody that I've liked from another thing.
It feels like Stargate meets Aliens.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I never really watched the Stargate show, so I don't know. Not so much.
I watched the Stargate movie.
Yeah, the movie, sure. But it's pretty visceral. Got good. It's basically like somebody sat around going, okay, what if we had a bunch of badass special forces guys stuck on a ship that was hauling people for food from an alien colony, blah, 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 like what, something like that. So, so if that's your thing, great. If you don't like that, then skip.
Actually, I'm all in for this. This sounds.
I might watch it
great.
Tonight.
Yeah,
Nice.
man.
Seriously.
I might stick this on as soon as the show. Right, well, that's it for tonight. We're wrapping up early.
Sorry, everybody.
Hey, Lance.
That does look good. That does. Hang on. Hold on, Leroy. Rating out of 10, because Toxic, I think you're the only person who's seen it.
Yeah. I give it a 9. I mean, some of the special effects are dodgy, but not as much as you might think. They were really smart to do that thing where there's just enough light and they don't show the aliens too much. It's kind of like the aliens are popping up like the Viet Cong on these guys, and they don't overexpose them. So it's basically just like this behind enemy line soldier type thing. So for that, I give it a 9 because it's it's something new. It's interesting to me with that. So I mean, yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 actually. Okay.
Well, before we move on, I promised Enzo I would cover this because he said he'd get very upset with me if I didn't mention it. But the trailer for Avatar 3 is out.
Jesus,
it's dropped.
I didn't even like the first
I'm
one.
into it. I'm into it.
I gotta go.
And I gotta go. Enzo says he's into it. Enzo, take the reins. What do you think?
We talked about this at great lengths with the second movie. I don't. I understand that they're stories you've seen before, but I think the Avatar movies get a lot of unnecessary hate. I mean, there's a reason why they make $2 billion in the movie theater, because people are stupid and they like dumb movies that are fun and look cool. And I mean, I guess the problem with Avatar and Inception was they kind of started this trend where movies don't need to be good, they just need to be badass. But at the same time, like movies just need to be awesome now, But at the same time, like, I just see a lot of hypocrisy when it's like, oh, Avatar's garbage, but the new Fantastic Four is amazing. And I like the new Fantastic Four. I just don't understand this. Like, oh, the new Fantastic Four is good, but Superman was garbage. It's like they're both the same. Like, an Avatar, it's very on board with all these dumb Marvel movies. I don't, it looks cool. There's a lot of great, and yeah, the second one had a lot of great emotional weight with the family, kids getting killed, gunshot deaths, all this stuff. It's a war movie. Set in a fantastical land, and James Cameron, he's at the point in his career where he could do pretty much whatever the hell he wants. What's interesting, though, is I understand, I'm not sure if it's this movie or the next one, but he is talking about, like, using AI for not the special effects themselves, but for the rendering, because that's what takes up so much time with computer special effects is rendering. So, like, the idea that they're going to use AI, programs to speed up that is really exciting in terms of like what the movies are going to do. And that's the thing, is like these Avatar movies, they're very groundbreaking technologically wise. First one with the motion capture stuff and the 3D, the second one with the underwater photography and underwater special effects and all that stuff. This third one seems to be all about this. I don't know. I'm excited about this girl, the evil one. She's what's her name? The sexy bride to be for one of the Stark boys in Game of Thrones. Who's her? The nurse, the one who marries like the oldest one, gets killed at the red wedding.
It's Una Chaplin playing her.
She is this baddie. And you got the bad guy from the previous two movies, Lang.
I thought he
Stephen
died in
Lang.
the first one.
Well, he comes back
They
as a
brought him
Na'vi,
back
which is
as a
actually pretty fucking cool.
Hybrid thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
he
brought
comes
him
back as
they
a
brought him back
Na'vi,
as
which
an
is neat.
avatar. Same way.
Yeah, and
as
this
they-
one he's like rocking the red face paint. He's joined this evil avatar Na'vi fire clan, whatever. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm never not gonna watch it.
It just
It makes sense. It does actually make sense.
The
Yeah,
second
watch the
one,
second
look,
one.
let me put it this way. I watched the second one after it came out digitally, and I regretted not seeing it in the theater. I will see this
Yes.
one in the theater just
Yep.
because it
That's
looks
what I would
fucking
say. I'd say
badass.
these are built for the cinema experience. But I
Yeah.
walked out of the second one and I said, I don't want Jim Cameron to ever stop making movies. I just want him to stop writing them because the awful. The writing was so bad.
Yeah.
But
Enzo-
as a
Enzo-
visual experience, they're amazing. They are amazing films.
Yeah, and I don't really, I don't really condone the, the military bad, kind of hippie shit. It's more complex than that. He's got a few more movies to maybe dabble with good people in the military,
Like a lot of creators, he's kind of gone off the deep end the older he gets, and he has started saying like things against testosterone and
His
all
Canadian
that
side
kind
is
of
showing.
thing.
Right.
I
Enzo,
think.
hold on. Just are you going to
Yeah,
go
go
and
ahead,
see this?
go ahead.
Enzo?
Yeah,
Are
I'll
you
go
gonna
check
go
it
and see it?
out. Like I said, the second one made me regret not seeing it in the theaters. It was like, this is fucking cool. I mean, it's
Yeah, they're
just like when I
worth
saw
watching in IMAX as
Chappie.
well.
It's just like when I saw Chappie. I loved Chappie, and everyone hated it, and I was like, did I watch the same movie as everybody?
I really liked Chappie. I really liked Elysium as well, which a lot of people didn't like
Elysium's
for
really
some
good,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah, Elysium has some
Elysium
really
is
cool
brilliant.
ideas.
Yeah,
I mean-
Avatar. I saw a post from Kada. I couldn't agree with more. I think people hate on Avatar loudly for attention. I think that's the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
It's the
I don't
popular
know.
thing to hate it.
It's like Nickelback. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like Nickelback, but I'm seeing a lot of people
Blasphemy.
defending
Mhm.
Nickelback,
Disavow.
saying, "Hey, people only hate Nickelback because it's cool to hate Nickelback." Well, is Avatar the Nickelback of movies? Maybe it is.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the thing about the Avatar movie, is
Well,
the thing
but-
is I walk out of it and I don't remember anything about it a week after. I remember that I was entertained and I remember the visuals and some of the scenes and stuff.
Are you watching
That
movies
film was
pissed
3
flying
hours
drunk like
long.
Blue
It was
Collar
3 hours
does?
long of nothing.
Am I the only person that remembers the entire story, all the characters
do
and
too.
everything,
I
even
yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
right.
only saw the first Avatar once.
Are you talking
It
about
wasn't-
Rachel? Are you talking about
Oh.
the first film or the second one?
Both of them. I mean,
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember everything from the second one.
The scene where the son dies in the second one is one of the most
Holy
like
crap.
visceral death scenes ever. He looks like he really got shot in the stomach and he died. Like it
One of
looks
the things I do
real.
like about the second one is it's got a very strong sort of father role model as a
Right, yeah,
patriarchal
family is
kind of
all the
element
stuff
to
that
it.
all the YouTube commentators constantly bitch about. We need more
Yeah.
masculinity and more family values and all. It's like what, why don't you love Avatar by that logic? I don't understand. I mean, I'm not
Really,
here to
there were
I'm not here to
few-
tell you that my opinion's right and everything. I'm just trying to understand the logic when certain people don't like the movie, but they love
I think you're right. I think it is cool to hate on Avatar, but at the same time, I don't exactly think they're high art.
Also,
films, especially
also
when it
those
comes to
people
writing.
who love this movie and couldn't get enough of it and had depression when they could. They're also stupid. Like this movie's not that good either. I'm not gonna say it's the best movie ever. It's definitely not my favorite movie, but yeah, they're fun. They're cool watches.
Yeah, fun films. I remember being blown away by the 3D in the
As
first
someone
one.
who smokes a lot of pot, I love this movie. Like, okay, all right.
That explains it.
That might be the greatest recommendation. You'd be like, listen, do you like Do you like pretty pictures? Do you like loud stuff? Do you smoke a lot of pot? Avatar is the series for you.
Do you just like saying "whoa" a lot in your movie theater experience?
Whoa.
I remember the first time I watched Event Horizon, I was stoned off my tits. I do not recommend it. I do not recommend that.
I just talked about Event Horizon earlier with Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne.
I think it was around about the stage when the blood started running out the walls. And I was like, yeah, I'm not regretting my decision.
I thought that movie was pretty good.
That's a great movie. Just don't watch it off your face the first time.
Look, I
Say
want to give
again?
it because
It's a great movie. I love Event Horizon. Just don't watch it if you're completely off your face the first time.
Yeah, it was scary, but
dude, here's what's crazy. I watched a movie last night for the first time ever. I'd never seen it. It was right up my alley. I loved it. It was so stupid. You guys have probably seen it. It's The Core, where
I saw that movie.
Two-Face has to jumpstart the Earth with nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, unobtainium, like it's literally what they call the material in the movie that the ship's made out of. I don't know how you
said that with a straight face. I really don't.
Yeah.
But like the idea, as soon as he said it, it's like, I call it unobtainium. It's Delroy Lindo. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
Unobtainium? Are you serious? Avatar, shame on you. Points deducted for that.
That movie, The Core, while it was a good movie, it was completely, in my opinion,
oh my god,
unrealistic.
Ridiculous movie.
It was
He was on board with Moonfall. He was totally like this Avatar, or no, sorry, Armageddon clone, but way stupider. But I still loved it. It was great. And Stanley Tucci, everyone dies pretty much, and then of course the heroes like survive in the most retarded, miraculous way. Like they should have all just been killed.
It's still the dumbest film I've ever seen at the cinema.
Which
one? Moonfall.
Moonfall I also loved though. Moonfall was hilariously bad and amazing. It was entertaining. It was so entertaining. But yeah, I like The Core. So stupid. But you know, it's got San Francisco getting cooked by gamma rays. It's got what else happened in that movie? Lightning storm in Rome.
My favorite part of The Core is when the female Air Force pilot, when she gets in a fight with a different chick and the chick takes a sucker punch and she lands her neck on the stool and then she's paralyzed.
I see what you're saying.
That's $1 Million Baby.
Yes, I know, Leroy. That was me.
That was not a good movie. I'm a Clint Eastwood fan. That was not a good movie.
Listen, if anyone in the panel or the audience cares to know a little bit of trivia YouTube wise, but Avatar 2 is the reason why the first big thing that I brought into the Stupenzo realm a little bit.
We did a debate about Avatar for like 5 hours.
We did because Enzo asked Blue Collar. He was like, hey, that guy you stream with, has he seen Avatar? And he's like, oh no, don't bring him on. He hates it. And Enzo was like, no, that's perfect. Bring him on. I want to
challenge accepted.
But I mean, could you imagine what a hypocrite I would have been if I was like, if I just recommended The Core, saying I love The Core, but Avatar, boo, you know, like, come on, you know. So if you like The Core and fucking Transformers and Armageddon and the MCU movies, why the fuck don't you like Avatar? I don't understand.
I think that's a really faulty comparison. I think that's a really silly comparison. That comparison does not hold up. I do respect that you like these movies. There's nothing wrong with. I'm not gonna movie shame someone. People like what they like, but saying that if you like the MCU movies but you don't like Avatar is hypocritical in some way is really silly. That is not a comparison at all.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Toxic. It's not a good comparison. MCU is just pure bollocks, and Avatar rules.
The last MCU movie I saw was Black Panther. I haven't watched another MCU movie since then.
You did Black Panther. Last one I saw was Black Panther 2, actually, and that was the last one
You left it on a bad note too. That sucks.
I've let you guys talk well over the allowed time on this topic. I'm going to say this. I've said it before. I am a fan of Avatar. I like the fact that it's interesting. I like the fact that it's visually interesting. I like the fact that it's different. I'm invested in the characters. The second one was a big disappointment for me. Don't like the character of Spider. He's annoying as fuck.
Well, maybe he'll die in this next one.
I did like the expansion of the world. I like the new tribes. I like the new bits of Pandora. I like the undersea stuff. And in the
I
in
like
third
the
film,
military Navi, evil bad guys.
yeah, that stuff, and the new
But
new
do you
Lego
like the
set.
core, Lance? Did you like the core?
Never mind about the core. So
Get the core,
the
man.
third
Damn.
movie, I'm definitely going to go and see the third movie at the cinema. I'm all in to see these films. I've said it before. I predict the ending of this series is going to be, or certainly the ending of one of the movies will be, that the Na'vi take total control of the sea, or rather the daughter, who's becoming one with Iowa, is able to control the water, a bit like the end of The Abyss. And you notice that huge military base that they've established on Pandora is right on the ocean. And she's going to control the water, and she's going to completely wreck that base. She's going to drown everybody in it. It's going to wipe out the human force there. That sequence is going to happen in this series at some point. There's going to be aliens taking control of the water wiping out mass part of the human population, either the base in its entirety or partially, a bit like the tidal wave at the end of the director's cut of The Abyss. I will put money on that now. Okay, well, I am going to go and see it. I still think it's going to make a lot of money. We shall see. Let's move on to another movie which seems to be doing quite well in the money department. I'm going to just ask, first of all, before anyone offers comment, who has seen this? Stupenzo, I believe you've seen Fantastic Four.
Hell
Did.
no.
No, you've not seen it?
I did see it.
You did
Leroy
see it.
not
Rachel, have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Critical?
I have seen Fantastic Four and I reviewed it today.
Toxic?
Yes, I have. Doing a review later.
Leroy?
Hell no, I'm not going to see it. I'm done with Marvel movies.
Okay, well that's right. I'm with Leroy on this one. So, Rachel, ladies first. What did you think of it? And don't give us your rating yet. We'll do the ratings at the end.
It's just another Marvel movie. This was supposed to be we're going to bring it back. We're going to do something new and different. No, you didn't. You just put a 60s skin on it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Not wrong.
And I'm done with it. I would rather watch 100 Avatar movies than watch one more Marvel movie. I've had it. It's just doing the same crap over and over again, only, we'll make this character a woman this time. Well, I don't personally give a crap if you make her a woman or not. I don't care. Make her a good character, and maybe I'll care. I'm done with them. I don't get excited anymore.
Those of you watching in the chat, we're going to ask you, what did you rate Fantastic Four out of 10? If you've seen it, give us your ratings, please. Stupenzo, okay, give us your brief overview.
Well, it's interesting because, I did like it, just like I like Superman. I also did like Jurassic Park. But, the real question is, ranking those three movies. You can put them in any order, and I'm not going to really argue with you. But, it's kind of like a litmus test. What is your order of these three movies? Whether you liked them or hated them, which one's the best, which one's the worst? Superman, Jurassic World, or Fantastic Four? I think that would be my order. The thing about Fantastic Four, the stuff I liked about it was all aesthetic and surface level, like the way it looked, the way it sounded. The score was great. The camera stuff was great. The colors were great. But yeah, the story itself, it's interesting because Superman, all the stuff I didn't like about it was all surface level. The costume, the camera work, the music. But the story itself, it really resonated with me, which is funny because it tried to be less serious. Whereas this movie tried to be really emotional, and I don't think it did have that emotional punch it was trying to do. It kind of fell short for me anyway on that. And I get it. It seems to be heavier. It's got less of the Marvel comedy. It's got kind of this lightheartedness to it about it that's appreciated, and this great 60s, 70s vibe, retro, futuristic. It's cool. But, like Galactus, the design was great. The special effects, a little Pixar-y, a little shoddy, which is, again, just kind of a surface level complaint. But, yeah, as far as, at the end of Superman, when Lois and Clark Kent, sneak away to go make out, that actually hit for me. that actually slapped pretty hard. And then they appropriately, the audience is kind of horny now, so they appropriately drop in some comedy at the right time. They let it breathe a little bit, so that was a great example of like emotional catharsis and humor and all that stuff used correctly. Whereas like the Fantastic Four movie, I did not get that sexual romantic vibe between Sue and Reed. I did not like Pedro as Reed.
Vote for Pedro.
Yeah, like I did like what they were trying to do about how Reed is like borderline autistic and kind of like isolated by how smart he is. But they kind of undermine it by making Johnny about just as smart, basically, in some degrees. And also, yeah, I don't know. Pedro's just got this sad boy quality about him that I don't like to see with Reed. I do like the idea that Reed is like, I'm going to figure this out. Let me smoke my pipe and stuff. He should have had a pipe. If he did he have a pipe in this? I can't remember. But that is kind of the, the problem solver aspect of Reed that I do like. But
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that Pedro Pascal didn't do. Like I said, I've not seen the movie, but when I heard that they were making a '60s vibe to Fantastic Four and they're having Pedro Pascal as Reed, I can't say I'm not really surprised that this was probably not going to be a good role for him because he was terrible in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, well, what's funny is I liked the other three.
He needs to stay away from Marvel movies. In fact, the best role I've seen him in was in The Mandalorian, and
I liked him in Eddington. I talked about that last week. He's good in Eddington. Yes, I liked Johnny Storm. I didn't like how they keep showing his face when he's flamed on. I don't know. Like I said, it just felt like what was interesting. What the sad part about it was like when the trailer dropped, I had this really awesome. A lot of people had this crazy idea about like they're going to destroy Earth and somehow tie it into the MCU. I thought they were going to be really crazy and do something really bold to take some risks, but this movie just like a standard comic book movie,
boring.
standalone,
They're not going to take risks.
Yeah,
they're not going to do anything that takes any kind of a risk.
Right. Basically, the plot I had in my head was better than what we ended up getting.
I did hear that plot on your breakfast morning show, breakfast in my country anyway.
Right.
But you hope they were all going to kind of team up and go and do something on another planet and all this shit. But in any event, those people watching in the chat, there's 18 of you. Thanks for tuning in. If you've seen Fantastic Four, we'd like your rating out of 10. What would you give this movie? Critical, you've just done a review of it. We're pushed for time, so if you'd summarize briefly your views.
Yeah, sure. I thought it was an attempt at a course correction from Marvel. There was a lot of stuff massively toned down. It was nowhere near as bad as some of the previous Marvel films that we've had. I like some of the character dynamics. I particularly like Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm, the Thing, but they both had extraneous subplots that went nowhere and were stupid. It's a frustrating film. Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby were both very flat, and Galactus should have been the most amazing thing ever. And
they did kind of reduce him to a kaiju.
Yeah, like I was hoping that this would just explain why they ended up in the MCU, and it was not because they lost, kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, it was better than most recent Marvel films, in my opinion. I think it is an improvement, but some of the writing is so bad. At one point, Reed Richards forgets the moon exists.
Right. Well, that does sound like a major plot flaw. Toxic, have you seen this?
I have.
Just the way he said that, just the way Toxic said that, you know it's going to be bad.
Listen, there's only one good Fantastic Four movie, and it's called The Incredibles. That's the only time they've ever gotten it right.
Dude,
they can't.
We watched the Roger Corbin one, and that one was pretty solid.
I thought
it
was the best one.
No, it's not. Stop it. Stop.
Yeah, I like that one. With the one with the guy from The Shield and Andre Braugher and Lawrence.
No, the one before that. I'm talking about the one before that.
The 2005 one.
Well,
yeah,
I said if the Jessica Alba one had this version script, people would be like raving about the Fantastic Four in the 2000 movies. Like, oh my god,
Disagree.
That's the other thing about Vanessa Kirby. She's like the least feminine sexual thing on the planet.
She just seems a little.
Well,
like,
I beg to differ on that.
Well, no, in this film,
I don't. Yeah,
in
the
this film.
Vanessa Kirby hate is weird to me.
I don't
Like,
hate her, but she should definitely play a vampire soon. She would
Okay.
be great as a.
No, let me get this straight. I'm not talking about her as an actress. I'm just talking about Sue Storm in this film. Because
yeah,
Marvel feminine characters are not allowed to be sensual or sexy in any way.
yeah. So here's the
Did
thing.
you guys
Here's the
notice
thing.
this cast from this '94 movie has a cameo in the new one, which I thought was awesome.
Well,
Oh, this is the Corman movie. I've seen
them.
this.
All four of them.
Yeah, they play reporters, don't they?
Just to say, this movie
They're
was
like a group of
directed by
pedestrians,
my-
just like waving.
This was directed by my late friend Albert Poon. This was another one of the films where he
I was in
turned
high
up
school when this
and
movie came out.
he was told the budget was going to be, X million, and it was like, no, shoot it in X number of days, and your budget's $300,000 or something. It was a ridiculously low budget, but I thought the script was not bad for this film. Actually,
This is probably one of the most comic book accurate representations of the Fantastic Four, to be honest. It's a shame
Dr.
that
Doom's
the
costume
effects budget wasn't there.
Dr. Doom, one of the best looking Dr. Dooms ever.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah,
this
I
on
like
YouTube years ago.
the one, like the Rise of the Silver Surfer, but I thought that was the best one with Lawrence Fishburne and late Andre Braugher.
Anyway, it's Toxic's turn to talk about.
Take my time back.
Yeah.
So
Go for it, Scott.
the first comic book I ever read, I got one of my dad's buddies died, gave me like 6 of those comic book cases full of comics. First one I read was X-Men versus the Fantastic Four. If you haven't had a chance, it's from 86, 87. If you haven't had a chance and you can find it somewhere, it's probably in a graphic novel form now. It's probably one of the greatest conflagrations of two superhero teams fighting, because they have a really good reason that they're doing it. And the version of, I'd be willing to bet you somebody that made the newest Fantastic Four read this, because the version of Reed Richards in this film is sort of like that. He's doubts himself. He's not 100% sure of himself. He's kind of withdrawn, and there's a reason why. And I'm not gonna get. But anyway, the X-Men need Fantastic Four to save one of their own who is dying, and Reed kind of refuses to do it. So they go to Dr. Doom, and then this creates like a huge problem. Anyway, a very grounded story, and I really fell in love with the idea of the Fantastic Four, then got in the X-Men, Avengers, all like that. Long story short, I've been disappointed all these years that they cannot get. It's the simplest of all the comic book stories. They don't have too many, literally have 4 characters, right? Or 5 when they occasionally have She-Hulk jump in. But they literally have 4 characters. It's not hard to do this story. Incredibles did it to perfection, and even got the whole family element into it and all that. They can't get it right. They need to just shit can this idea with this IP. They just have them go to Secret Wars and immediately get wiped out by whoever the villain in Secret Wars is going to be. Just have them immediately just get wiped out, and you're just like, oh crap, kind of like what they did in Multiverse of Madness, with those different wannabe Avengers and stuff like that. Just do that, because they cannot get this right. This is a piss poor attempt. Enzo named 3 movies, which is 3. I'm going to do the trilogy of crap. Yeah. Why am I echoing?
Don't know, but it's quite amusing.
It's Leroy.
Yeah, don't blame me. Don't blame me.
I thought you stepped away.
Anyway,
Let's
Did it quit now?
continue then, if that problem is no longer persisting.
okay. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about Superman, Fantastic Four, and Jurassic Park that I've recently gone to the theaters and watched. This going to go down as one of the worst summers blockbusters. All of these supposed to be blockbusters. All of them are just
At least that's
crap.
consistent. Because
Yeah.
I get not
Well,
liking
consistent
both
crap, that's
Fantastic
good.
Four. Well, let me put it this way: like if you hated Superman and Fantastic Four, I get it. If you liked both Superman and Fantastic Four, cool. And whichever one you like better, that's up to you. But if you're saying like one of them was good and one of them was not good, I don't understand that because they're.
I mean, if nothing else,
they're both C pluses. They're both.
Yeah.
C
If nothing else, you have to say still the best movie I've seen so far. Nothing has surpassed Sinners, and I don't think anything's going to. Maybe if The Long Walk delivers, maybe The Running Man. I have hopes, but I mean, I would trade all three of these multi-trillion-dollar blockbusters that I just mentioned for a sequel to Osiris, that low-budget alien eats people movie with a Russian Linda Hamilton. Like I would trade all of those for that one low-budget Amazon, effort, space alien, combat movie because they're just weak. They're just weak sauce. We've left the age of woke and now we're in the age of slop. And all of this stuff is just slop.
Yeah.
I think all three films were let down by the writing. The writing is just awful in the standard of Hollywood films these days.
Can we have to wrap this topic up? Can we have ratings out of 10, please, Rachel?
Nah, I'll give it. Not even joking, I'll give it a 4. That's about as high as it deserves. That's as high as it deserves.
Stupenzo.
I also want to know what everyone if you hated them too, what was best, rank the 3 movies, the big 3. Because I would say Superman was best, Jurassic World was second best, Fantastic Four third, and I liked all 3. But yeah, I would give this one like a 6.5, and Superman and Jurassic World would both probably get a 7. So just to contextualize it.
Okay. Yep. Critical.
What did I give Superman? Because this is basically the same film, just in a different way.
I don't know where you go, Superman, but you can tell us now.
It's like a 5, maybe a 6. Same with Jurassic World Rebirth, but I like dinosaurs slightly more than the other stuff, so I was slightly more invested in that, I suppose. But I mean, all 3 films have not been good. They've not convinced me that there is any merit in continuing these films.
Right, fair enough. Okay, well, there it is. The jury's in on Fantastic.
2 out of 10, by the way.
2 out of 10 from Toxic, the most important vote, which of course I left till last because it was the most important.
2 out of 10. Did you like Superman more?
Slightly more, yeah, slightly. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like about Fantastic Four, at least it gave things a chance to breathe. It wasn't like an assault on the senses like Superman was. Superman just never stopped.
You know what I thought of the other day, though, that made me realize what was cool about that? Like, Superman had this very disjointed... now, this is obviously pure conjecture on my end, but, the movie talks about, being punk, and it's, this poser-style, pop punk rock. But it reminded me of the narrative, the way it's, structured, reminded me of SLC Punk, how that movie's also very hectically edited and disjointed and kind of narratively, makes kind of, jumps around.
I think both films were heavily affected by reshoots. Heavily affected.
Well,
it was very fractured.
We're not going to spend any more time on Marvel because we need to talk about more important, roadworthy films.
No, we don't. I've been trying to delay, guys. I'm sorry.
Ice Road Vengeance.
We didn't talk about that at all.
The sequel that you didn't know that you needed until you watched the Outcast Creative Channel. This work of genius
now
has just dropped on some channels somewhere. Listen, I this was kind of a bit of a joke that we would all agree to watch this. I have to tell you, I did not hate this film. I thought it was a pretty awful B movie with some really terrible dialogue. And
did you watch the first one?
I've seen the first one.
First one wasn't bad. I skimmed both movies, by the way. But the second one was fun and stupid, but god damn, there was literally no ice road in this movie.
There was no. There were some mountains. And there was some
mountains with some snow.
There was no ice road. Depends.
This could have totally been a standalone movie. What's interesting is they're both directed by the same guy.
Written and directed.
Directed by the same guy. Netflix movies. So you know, But yeah, the first one is literally like a disaster movie. Like, we're going to rescue miners and we need to take these semi trucks over this icy road. The second one, Ice Road Vengeance, and now he's got a gun in his hand, and you're like, oh boy. And it's like, yeah, hostage situation on a bus going to Nepal to go. You're taking a bus to Mount Everest or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
It's a Duncan movie.
Take his brother's ashes back. Who didn't make it was in Kandahar. As soon as you heard Kandahar, you knew he wasn't coming
Ice
home.
Road. Why is this?
I mean, there's the ice road in the distance. That's about as close as we get.
So I was shocked. The first movie has the chick from Prey in it. I was like, what is she doing here?
Amber Midthunder, yeah.
There's a lot of good actors in the first movie. They just forget what they're doing. They forget how to act.
I'll tell you something. I'm willing to bet that this movie was conceived, that the production team who had the original Ice Road movie, they were selling it at Cannes. They went to dinner with some people who do financing and tax from either northern India, Nepal, somewhere like that, wherever these locations ultimately were. And some businessmen sat down with the guys in the first film and said, hey, you do a sequel to this movie and you set it in the mountain range in Nepal, we can get you a really good tax incentive plus $5 million.
Yeah.
And someone's gone, well, we can get Liam Neeson for $2 million because his figure's not what it was, trust me. And all right, oh well, okay, well let's get the director on the phone right now. Dude, can you write a second film? Because I've got people willing to put money in right now. Can you set it like Northern India, Himalayas, Nepal, somewhere like that? That we'll get some Bollywood actors in, we'll get some Asian actors in, some Eastern cinema stars in. I've got people willing to. There's a napkin with a figure on it here in the restaurant, and the guy's gone, yeah, I can probably turn that script around in 6 weeks. Trust me, that's how this film happened. This film happened over a dining table in Cannes. I guarantee it. Someone picked.
It was that bad.
Yeah. Let's do it. That's
that bad.
And look, this film will have made money. I guarantee this film would have sold in a lot of territories. Liam Neeson, action film, trucks. This film's gonna be a big hit in Bollywood. It's gonna be a big hit in India. This film, because you've got like 4 major Bollywood stars in it, and people don't understand cinema in India. It's completely different to the rest of the world. Everybody goes to cinema over there because people do not have streaming services in their houses. They don't have VCRs. They don't have DVD
that's something that I've noticed. Well, that's actually pretty funny because, lately in the past 10 years or so, we're seeing, movies trying to appeal to Chinese demographics. But I think about how different movies would be if they tried to appeal to Indian, what the Indian cinema likes. That's like wildly different. And that is, now that you describe it, this totally does feel like an Indian like Bollywood movie or something without musical numbers.
Yeah, I was waiting for a musical number. I really thought we might get one.
Bro, this movie would be legendary if it just had like an intermission and ending music number.
Yeah, Liam Neeson can sing too. I don't know if he's been in a couple different movies where he's actually he's got a nice baritone.
Les Miserables.
That wasn't a musical, though.
It was a musical.
He was in that, but not the musical.
Movie.
Rachel, give us your thoughts on the film that I made you watch briefly.
Oh, goodness. I watched the first one when it came out, and I didn't mind it as much. That one, at least you had the sibling dynamic, and it had actors in it that I do like. Like it did have Amber Midthunder. I like her in other things. It had Martin Sesmester. He's in all the Taylor Sheridan properties. I like him. And then you get to this, and it's like, this isn't even connected. It has the very tenuous thread of his brother who died in the first one. He didn't die in Kandahar or anywhere else. He died right there on the ice road because he got crushed between the truck and the gate. That's where he died. And they tried to rewrite it in this movie. I don't care. Like anybody cares about spoilers for this movie.
If you care about always wanted to visit Everest.
Right. He always wanted to visit Everest, and we're going to take him to Everest and spread his ashes. I want to see Liam Neeson get to the top of Everest to do this.
Yeah, I did
That's the
think that was a bit of a cop out where he went, He went, yeah,
Right.
well, this is the lower base of Everest. I'm old. This is as far as I'm getting, and it's going to have to do. And he just gets the plot.
It's really hilarious.
Why don't you just
It's
deliver it by drone or something? I'm sure it's the future.
Liam Neeson.
But really, think about it.
These action movies. Though.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Because he treated his brother like garbage in the first movie. He treated his brother like crap. And now he can't even be bothered to actually go spread his ashes
He
on
can't even be
Everest. He's
bothered
just
to
like,
climb
it's
Mount
close enough.
Everest.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he can't be bothered. He could hire somebody to do it. Like you're already trying to summit Everest.
Put his
Take my brother's
ashes. Put his
ashes.
ashes in a rocket. Put his
There
ashes
you
in a
go.
rocket. Fire him up to the top of the mountain.
Surely something could have worked, but no, it's close enough, I guess. But man, this movie,
Toxic,
it's wild.
Did you watch it?
I did. I watched them both. Yeah, you told me to.
And okay, so Rachel thought it was wild. Clearly, that's a positive.
No,
what is,
it's not.
what are your
It's the opposite.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually enjoyed myself through both of these. First one way better, clearly, but
Totally.
I was like, what is this? Is this Temu taken on a truck? Like, like what are we watching here? And I watched it. And I'm like, okay, I see what they're going for. And then the second one is like the watered down, TV version of the first one. And Liam's struggling. He is struggling to do some of these scenes, but that actually made it funnier because I'm like watching him and I'm trying to predict how is he going to old man, get his way out of this situation. And I like the villains in the second one better than the villains from the first. I thought they were
they were better,
more engaging. And I'm fairly confident Rachel must have pulled an Enzo and watched this at double speed or something, because they weren't saying that his brother died in Canada. His brother had the ailment that he had in the first movie from his wound in Kandahar, and that's why he was all effed up. And they totally acknowledge that he dies in the events of the first movie. So you may have like maybe got up for coffee or petted your one of your animals or something. I don't know what you work on your art or something. I don't know what you're doing, but anyway, so that's very clearly stated. I like the sidekick in the second one. I thought she was pretty good. Some of this stuff is of course ridiculous. Hey, I wish, what a ridiculous ask to try to get, like, when I pass away, go to the mountains and throw
That's something I would do just to fuck with my family. Like, hey,
Go
before I die,
do this really, really
put my ashes on the moon.
and difficult thing. And so much of the second one's plot depends on like your suspension of disbelief. Although the machinations of the plot actually make some pretty good sense. You could see, and I know that this does happen overseas where they're compromising these villages and doing these things that these elders have, been holding out. So I saw it happen in Iraq and Afghanistan with, oil pipelines and things like that. So I know that this happens. So I thought that was interesting. But just some of the smaller logistics of stuff was just really, really dumb. I think he could have played into the old man shit a little bit more and just been
great.
Hey, listen, Danny, you're gonna have to take out these 3 guys because my hip replacement surgery doesn't. But I mean, they literally have him like climbing a cliff in the beginning of the movie, and I'm like, the fuck you are not on your best day, and your best days are long behind you, Liam. So stop.
Yeah, that really reminded me of the opening of Star Trek V.
Exactly. I was waiting for Spock
to come and
pull up with a hoverboard.
I've spotted a major plot hole, quite literally, with this still, because this is the whole song and dance about how this crane has to lift them over this gap because the road has collapsed. So I've just realised that they can actually just drive along here, go around this U-shaped bit here, then come around the other side. They don't need to use the crane at all. Small technical hitch probably wasn't.
You got the bad guys like, oh, we really need to kill all these people on the bus. Just shoot the joist then, and they drop into a 500-foot pit and all die.
That's a good solution.
I
Yeah.
just couldn't believe it.
So, a question for anyone who watches. So, let's assume that there wasn't nefarious purposes with the big in part 2 with the truck coming down as the other truck's going. Let's assume that was just a regular happenstance. Okay. What does that truck do? Does that truck just have to back up all the way in order to get out of the
who gets
Yeah, I
right?
guess so.
That's
there is
what
no-
they do.
there is no right of way. They can't pass each other, Lance. There's no right of way. So I mean, it's just like
Those are some crazy
someone-
narrow roads.
Have you ever seen how drivers are on these roads?
Yeah, I have actually.
I've
It
not-
really is.
yeah,
It
I've not
really is a
visited
case.
Nepal. Yeah, I missed my visit to Nepal this year. Maybe next year, but yeah, no, I was just like I was watching that and just going, how is this working? Even if this, I mean, clearly it's the villains doing villain shit. Like I get that, I'm not dumb, but I was just like, okay, let's assume this wasn't like, how would this have played out normally? And like, who decides on the rate of speed? And I gotta feel like, they made a big deal in the thing, like, oh, it's so crazy that just at this moment in time with this VIP on the bus, it happens to go over. I feel like there's be buses flipping off that cliff on a regular. I feel like at a 1 in 3 chance of getting to the town at the top. It's like, well, you might. I don't know. It doesn't look good for you. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Ratings out of 10. I've got to give it a 5. It was an average B movie, but I was not completely unentertained. So down the road, let's hear it, Rachel.
I'll give it a 4. It's a movie. They made a movie, but it's a terrible movie.
Come on, Rachel, tell us how you actually feel.
I'm known for not telling people how I feel.
It was better than all the Expendables movies put together, in my opinion. Stupenzo.
I'd give this one a 5, and the first one is 5.5. They had like a good Hallmark movie quality action movie kind of vibe. I liked it. The first one especially. Felt like a
The
Lifetime
Hallmark
movie.
Channel makes
Alan.
action movies.
Yeah.
This film has some of the worst acting I've ever seen. It has some of the worst CGI I've ever seen. It has some of the worst green screen compositing I've
So
ever
I give it
seen.
9 out of 10.
I thought it was pretty awful. I also thought it outstayed its welcome way too far. I was like, this is nearly done now. Like an hour and 20 minutes in. It's like, no, there's 40 minutes to go. I was, no way. 4 out of 10. I thought it was pretty bloody awful, to be honest.
Okay.
First one, 5 out of 10. It was a bit better. But again, too
All right.
long.
Yeah.
These B movies need to be 90 minutes in and out, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of short. It wasn't too. I don't think they overstayed their. I mean, again, I was at work. I had to be up all night anyways, so I was like, let me pop these on and watch them. And I did it like all pretty much in one shot, except for chasing off some transients from outside and things like that. And I didn't have a bad time. I just they're just. I mean, they seem to know what they are. I would be shocked if he doesn't wind up with like a whole slew of these. And like the next one, he's like,
return this time.
They put him in a they put him in a sanitarium in Colorado, and he has to like go out. He has to go out to some terrorists take over the sanitarium in Colorado.
Snow plow business or something in Colorado.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah, I
interested
mean,
to know
yeah.
what the plot of the next film might be. But Refuse Truck, Vengeance 2, who knows? We shall see. Okay, well, that's all the time we're going to spend on the homework assignment. And your homework assignment for next week is to watch a film by Albert Poon, who directed the original Fantastic Four movie. But I'm going to ask you all to watch his film, The Sword and the Sorcerer, which is available to watch
I've seen
free
it many times. I love it.
on YouTube. I've also seen it many times. We're going to talk about it next week. We've got one more mini series we're going to cover tonight, which I have seen. I'll talk about it in a second, but going to hand over
I have
to
seen
our
this film.
guest author, Into the West. I picked this up on DVD when I was in Los Angeles, having not seen it in the UK. Miniseries about several different historical figures. It's almost kind of got a Band of Brothers-esque type mold each episode, but a different key historical figure to do with the expansion of the Western territories and, of course, the formation of the United States back in the old American West. It's a pretty decently budgeted series.
It was good.
I don't know if anyone else, apart from Leon, has seen Leroy. Sorry, not Leon, has seen it, and myself. But Leroy, I'm going to hand over to you. You've got 5 minutes on Sand Timer, mate. Tell us about it. Why people should watch it.
Basically, it tells history from both the white and the American Indian side. The guy in the middle with the gun is Jacob Wheeler. He narrates the white side, and the Native American narrator is a guy named Joseph M. Marshall III. He plays the oldest version of Love by the Buffalo. And Joseph M. Marshall III just died this year. I met him twice. First time I was a student at Montana State University. Anyway, Jacob Wheeler in episode, it's a six part miniseries. The first episode, which was my favorite, Jacob Wheeler leaves Virginia, meets up with Jedediah Smith, and becomes a trapper and mountain man. And eventually, I'm just giving you a short version. He eventually marries a Lakota woman, a Lakota Indian woman named Thunderheart Woman. Love by the Buffalo was her youngest brother, and the oldest version of him narrates the Native American side. The two guys who play her older brothers, Michael Spears, who played Dog Star. I actually went to school with him at Montana State University. And 7 years after I met him, the guy who played his brother Running Fox, Zon McClernand, I met him in California when I was at my cousin's graduation from film school. So, but it was this miniseries that got me interested. I've always been interested in American Indian culture, but it was actually the first episode of this miniseries, Wheel to the Stars, that got me interested in the fur trade. And why I started reading historical fur trade novels and books of famous mountain men, such as Jedediah Smith and so on and so on. And I highly recommend it. Every time I've seen it more than twice. But I always recently, for a while, I have a hard time trying to get past the first half of episode 2, because everything after the first half of episode 2 is like a whole lot of tragedies going on. So, but it's a great miniseries. It definitely shows how things really were in the expansion of America. And like I said, the first episode is my favorite. I think you would definitely like it. But basically, and there was a soundtrack to it. Sarah McLachlan and the late Robbie Robertson did a song called "The World Is on Fire," which is on the soundtrack to this film. So, and you can now find it on YouTube. I first saw this while I was stationed in Japan in Okinawa, June of 2005, 20 years ago, this past June. So it's really good.
Yeah, I have to echo Leroy's sentiments on this one. I really did like the show when it first came out. Here is the DVD box set of it, which I just went into the other room to find. I've watched the whole thing twice. It's quite heavy in places because it is a realistic depiction. You know, life is hard. Lots of characters die, including the people that become.
And Lance, that's the problem I had with it. Too many characters die. On a funny tip, here's what I would have done. After episode 2, if I was Jacob, I never would have gone back to California. I would have gone back to the Lakota people, hooked my cousins Leah and Rachel with some Lakota men. I would have presided over the wedding of Naomi and Prairie Fire of the Cheyenne, and I would have my brother Jethro marry one of Thunderheart Woman's friends. And everyone lived happily.
Leroy, unfortunately, that didn't happen because
I know, but I wish it did, though.
we got the history that we got, but yeah, Into the West, highly recommended. I'd give it overall. I have to say, I'll probably give it 9 out of 10. Leroy,
9 out of 10 is fair. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a really good show. Has anybody else on the panel seen it? Did you see it back in the day?
Nope.
Never heard of it.
You can find it
Wow.
on YouTube.
Looks vaguely familiar. I have to look into it and see. I may have actually. I was a big TNT fan back in the day, and it's one of 3 channels that we had in prison. So
I'm not convinced that this isn't Toxic in some sort of hawk costume.
you got me. You got me, Lance.
Golden eagle and not a bald eagle. Shocking.
All right, stop right there. Lance, go back.
Yeah.
Those guys I know personally. The one on the left, that's Michael Spears. I went to school with him when I was at Montana
shit.
State University. I went to school with him. Really nice guy. He was in Dance with Wolves as a child. And the one on the right, Zon McClernand, I met him 7 years after I met Michael Spears. I met him by accident. My family and I, we were at my cousin Michael's graduation from film school, and my cousin Nate and I, we were at the hotel. We were about to go enter the elevator to go upstairs. I see Zon coming down. I immediately called his name out, and I'm naming every movie I've seen him with. I told him I'm a friend of Michael Spears on Facebook, and he was like, at first he was scared, but he was like, "This guy knows who I am."
I can't think why, but anyway, continue.
Yeah, but both these guys are like the coolest cats you would ever meet. I still keep in touch with Michael. He just played Sitting Bull on the History Channel this past May.
Right.
And I highly recommend that. But both these guys really down to earth, really cool people.
Okay. All right. So, fantastic stuff. Well, there we are. It is a good show. I mean, great cast. They spent a bit of money on it. You know, you got some classic actors in there as well, like Graham Greene. There's a very young Josh Brolin, and various other people that will go on to have pretty substantial careers are in this show. Quite a bit of money behind it. I do recommend it. If you haven't seen it, you're interested in the period, it's definitely a strong recommendation from me. This came out in 2005, so it was after Band of Brothers. It was produced around the same time as The Pacific.
And you can find it on YouTube. That's the only place where you can find it is on YouTube.
There you go. The whole thing is on YouTube.
Well, I just figured out why I'm 100% going to watch this. Didn't know until now. Even if I've already seen it, I'm going to give it another look because my forever crush is in this movie.
I knew there was going to be a woman involved.
Ms. Rachel Lee Cook. She is all that indeed at the height of her peak hotness.
Doxy, you know who my forever crush on this movie was?
Can I guess? Can I guess?
Carmelo played Thunderheart Woman. God,
I was so wrong. I thought you were gonna say the guy that's in that plays the chief on Gil Birmingham from
shut up
from Yellowstone.
Shut up, man, Toxic. Don't make me jump through this. Find you. Anatson Carmelo, who played Thunderheart.
He is a handsome indigenous man. By the way, do they give you because you went to Haskell? Did they give you like?
I went to college with Michael Spears.
Right. Do they give you a free pass for dead naming them Native Americans and Indians and stuff? Because you say that shit out here, and you're gonna lose the top part of your head.
What do you mean dead naming?
They don't like to be called Native American. I mean, I'm not for PC culture, but I'll tell you, if you wander out my way. Do not say Native American or Indian. Make sure you say indigenous.
Some prefer Native Americans. Others prefer American Indians. I mean,
yeah.
Where I was at, where I lived, and people I talked to, they're okay with both.
Okay, they're not cool with it here. If you come out to Haskell University out here,
where do you live in Kansas?
Yeah, near Lawrence, where Haskell, the big excuse me, I almost said it, indigenous college is out here. In fact, this is where they found the body of the guy from Yellowstone that played the younger version of. It
was Into the West. Let me tell you something. It was Into the West where I first heard about the Indian boarding schools. It was also Into the West where I first heard. I always knew Custer was an evil son of a bitch. I just didn't know he was that evil until I saw Into the West. Like a lot of people from history I didn't even heard of until I saw Into the West.
Yeah, he was evil, but you got to admire his optimism and taking on.
I There's nothing
admire that.
admirable
It's pretty
about that man. Nothing.
Did anybody watch Happy Gilmore?
I
Yes,
don't watch.
unfortunately.
I
I've not
don't
watched
watch.
the sequel yet.
It was
I
terrible.
don't watch Adam Sandler movies no more.
Right, Enzo, we'll mention it really briefly because we've got to wrap up, and I've got to.
I
shoot
know.
off.
That's why I'm bringing it up because I hated it. I thought it was
Dude,
so masturbatory.
Dude, I saw like I think it was about 5 minutes of it, and I thought this is so bad.
It was
How did he agree to do this?
Same.
Remember how funny this movie was 30 years ago? Constantly, over and over. There are at least three sons of dead characters who show up who are just clones of their father. It is so baffling. It's so many callbacks that aren't funny. I mean, I was mildly amused at like he had a bunch of flasks hidden everywhere. But it was just only funny because they kept hammering at it for like 50 minutes.
Right.
So, I mean, eventually you just had to crack a smile, but yeah, I don't know, man. It was bad. It was real bad.
Okay.
Glad you said that.
What would you give it out of 10?
Dude, like the first Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, those are both like 8s because it's such a novel sense of humor at the time, like Adam Sandler's style is so weird. But now here we are like 20 years later, and it's like, how do you give this movie a 2?
30 years later. What are you talking about, bro?
30 years later. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, it was terrible. I mean, I do like Benny Safdie. He keeps be showing up in things, and I get why he's in this because he directed Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, and they probably have a relationship with each other. But, yeah, I don't know. There's the second half of this movie is pretty bonkers. I appreciated that more, I guess. Every time there's a joke or a callback or a character from the previous movie, they literally cut to the first movie and show you a scene with that person. And you're like, stop doing that.
Yeah. Like anyone that's going to watch Happy Gilmore 2 has not watched Happy Gilmore. It would be like somebody watching Superman and going, did he come from another planet? Or how come he has all these powers if he's from Kansas? I don't get it. What's the backstory here? Like, what's happening? This is dog shit, man. This is bad. This is like with the exception of Uncut Gems, the last 20 years, man, maybe 15, Sandler has just been, I think Funny People that he did and Uncut Gems, which were
Unstruck Love.
That I think that's like 25 years. I think that's even past that. But I mean, he just puts out these low effort, I'm going to wear sweatpants and a t-shirt and, blended pixels, all this, I'll bring in someone from a much more quality movie that I did before. And I'll just be Adam Sandler and just kind of hang out and that kind of, I mean, it's such low effort shit. And it's getting a lot of love. Like a lot of people are just like, oh man, this was so good.
A lot of people are like, oh, this movie was really stupid. And I liked it. No, I was just praising the core. Okay. And this movie is so bad compared to the core. Okay. The core was amazing.
Yeah. The core is like, Interstellar compared to this.
compared to this.
This is so bad. And of course it's on Netflix. If something new pops up on Netflix, my girlfriend and Lance must be like twins or something like that because they both are insistent on watching it when the new thing on Netflix pops up.
That is definitely the pattern I've noticed with everything. Everything Lance recommends happens to be on Netflix. I've just noticed that coincidence.
Right. He has access to the Plex Pass. I'm just saying he has access to the Plex Pass. But yeah, so and my girlfriend is a cop, so she's an avid golfer, which I think those two things have to go hand in hand for some reason. And so she wanted to watch it, and she's just sitting there. She didn't laugh one time, but then when we were done with it, I was like, "Did you like that?" And she goes, "Yeah, it was funny." I was like, "How? You didn't laugh even once?" She's like, "Well, it's like one of the," and of course, because she's on her phone, playing Candy Crush or whatever.
Hang on, who's this?
That's Rachel Lee Cook from that thing that Leroy recommended.
Oh, okay. All right, that's a picture.
That's we were supposed to have been married, but unfortunately 9/11 happened and I wound up getting some townie slut pregnant and we got married instead. And me and Rachel were supposed to have been together. Yeah, Rachel's big in the Hallmark movie thing, isn't she, Enzo?
I've seen her. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I love her so much. Listen, Rachel, call me. It's not too late. We can work it out.
So yeah, Enzo,
Stalker.
just want to say thanks on behalf of Connie, who was listening into your morning show the other
I
day.
apologize for whatever we were talking about. I don't.
No, well, I asked your guest Tony of Stark
I
to
remember.
do the full range of his impressions because she kept laughing every time he did one of his silly voices. So we got like a 5-minute montage of all his characters, which was a fantastic part of the show.
You have to understand,
And,
Tony relishes for a moment like that where someone tells him, "Hey, do a funny voice," and he's like, "Oh, I've been waiting all day." Yeah, so.
Yeah. Well,
You actually, if anything, he's probably the one thanking you guys.
Well, I have said to him I'm going to get him back on. I'm going to get him on my channel for my next parody movie review. And the only reason that hasn't happened is because I've had books and plays and this and that and various other things going on. So my time to devote to YouTube has been less than it was.
Tickling your creative bone elsewhere.
I am. 2024, I had a little bit more time to put into YouTube. 2025, I've gone all out in some other projects. So to remind people about a couple of those before we sign off for the night, just to tell people that booking tickets for 7 Magnificent Egos, the making of the Magnificent 7, is now available. The show is on in London in October. So obviously, if you're tuning in from the United States, fire up the jet. You are coming to the UK. Of course, actually travel expenses not included. But if you are in the UK, or if indeed you might be in the UK traveling during the middle of October, then do come and see the show, because we are on from the 15th to the 19th. 6 shows only, 2 matinees, and 4 evening performances for the making of the Magnificent 7. Be right up your street, Leroy. And of course, I have a book coming out on the 12th of September. In fact, I have a physical copy of that book now because it's just arrived yesterday. So I may just show you guys that real quick. But oh, hang on. What's happened now? I've lost everybody. Why are we not on the screen? Why can I not see anyone? I don't know what I've done. Done something wrong. Pressed the wrong button. Yeah. Can you still hear me, Stupenzo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Where did we go?
Everyone's here, but we're not on the screen. I don't know what's happened.
Because you enlarged your still here and then took us all out of the picture.
I don't know what I've done. Let's put this pretty woman back up while I attempt to resolve the. You booted everybody out, but
I'm all booked up to the 19th, so I'll see you then.
Hang on. Well, I think we're still in the stream, aren't we? Because I haven't. I can't remove people.
Still in the show, apparently.
We're still here.
We're still here.
You're such a boomer.
Just carry on.
I don't know what I've done. Let me just check. Do you know what? There's just all that's streaming on my channel right now is a picture of this woman.
Nothing wrong with that. I feel like Lance would like call us up. Yeah, can you help me get into my Gmail account? I can't remember my password.
Oh my god! I don't know how did I take everybody out? Hang on, let's.
Your talent.
Okay.
There we are.
There we are.
Yay!
Yeah, it's just this picture. It confused everyone, and that's we all got knocked out. Anyway, my Back to Raving at 50 book is nearly out, so I've got the physical proof copy here. Loads of work still to do on it. It's coming out on the 12th of September. Lots of entertaining stories. Big thanks to Enzo for once again helping me out with the cover, racking up those Nielsen karma points, buddy. Do appreciate you greatly. Okay, guys, we have run over, and time's arrow is pressing on. So it just remains for me to thank everybody in the chat that's joined us this evening. We had quite an eclectic people popping in. Lots of people. This will be Lance's next movie. Yeah, my next movie will be out soon, by the way. Good to see Ollie Hollingdale in the chat as well. Lots of independent creatives popping in to say hi tonight. Do spread the word about the channel. We are now over 5,500 subs, so slowly marching up to 6,000. You will find the information to my guests below in the channel, including the link to Leroy's books on Amazon. Do check them out. One of them has actually got 234 reviews. So if the Western genre is your thing, you're going to want to check out his books. Don't forget to tell the people that you care about that you love them, and we'll see you all again real soon.
Film, TV shows, some